Praise to your holy name, Father. I'm going to get my trusty Bible out, King James. I just want to wish everybody a happy, and a very blessed Thanksgiving. I pray that you have many blessings tomorrow. And I pray that you grow in His likeness and in His goodness. Everyone, whether you believe in a God or whether you don't, I still pray blessings upon everyone. Now, the reason why I really felt led to read this scripture and talk about this is because I went on Y'all Servant 007 seen this video on a time to love and a time to hate. And of course it was all about justifying their hate, even though Yeshua said to love your enemies and forgive those who persecute you. Going back to the Old Testament again, trying to condone something that Yeshua said we can't do. And it's in Ecclesiastes. And I'm going to read from the King James Bible. It says in chapter 3, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Time for a season, a time for a purpose. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep, a time to laugh. A time to mourn, a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones. And to really understand that, you need to know what the Jewish believers are talking about. That's talking about what they do at during the time of Yom Kippur and that time. Because they will go down to a river and cast stones. It's like casting themselves. I just wanted to explain. A time to embrace and a time to refrain for embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to render and a time to sow, and a time to keep silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. See, that's what they're given there. That's what this gentleman was given this whole illustration about. That one little piece, jerk it right out of the scriptures. Let's not read it all. A time of war and a time of peace. And Solomon says, what profit hath he that worketh in that within he laboureth? I have seen the travail which God hath given to the sons of men to be exposed in it. He hath made everything beautiful in his time. Also he has set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out the work that God maketh from the beginning to the end. And you know, that's what causes a lot of arguments, because man cannot determine in his heart and cannot find the work that God made it from the beginning to the end. I know, now this is Solomon talking, I know that there is no good in them, but for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life. And also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is the gift of God. I know that whatsoever God doth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put to it, nor anything taken away from it. And God doth it, and the man should fear before him. For that which hath been is now. So that had been in the past is now. And that which is to be has already been. And God requireth that which is past. And moreover, I saw under the and moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Let's read that again. And moreover I saw under the sun the place of judgment, God's judgment, and that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there. Both in the wickedness, both in righteousness. I saw in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose, for every work, whether it's good or evil. I said in my heart concerning the state of the Son of Men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. Let's read that again. I say in my heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that God might manifest them, and that they might see that they themselves are beasts. For that which befalleth the sons of man befalleth beast. Everyone then, let's see, let me get it. So, let's go back and reread this. For that which befalleth the sons of men befalleth the beast. Every one thing befalleth them. As the one dieth, so doth the other. Yet they have all one breath. what befalls us befalls the beast of the field, the animals, my little dogs that I have, your pets. What befalls us befalls them, because we are all born and we all die. So the man hath no premission above a beast, for all is vanity. So we are not higher than the beast of the field, because they are born, we are born. They die, we die. No difference. All go into one place. All are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Dust thou art, and dust thou shalt return. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive there is nothing better than that man should rejoice in his own work, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? So we're talking about times and seasons. We right now are in a time of warfare. We are in a time of much hate and bitterness as it covers this land. We can see it. It's growing every day. Look over at Egypt. They're rioting again. People are dying. We have people here in America. They're rioting. We have people that are calling themselves Christians, even the sons of God, and hating someone else. And biggest part is judgment. Yeshua said, "Judge not, unless ye be judged by the same mote you judge others by." So when you judge, and this is to this gentleman, follower of Elizabeth, Almighty Wind, when you are judging other people, I don't care whether they believe in God or not believe in God. When you judge other people, God will judge you with the same judgment that you judge other people. Now, you may say, well, this one group doesn't believe in God. In fact, they make fun of God, and they say all things about God. Well, you know what? You still don't have a right to judge them. You don't. I can't judge them. Because somewhere along the line, they may turn their hearts over to God and they come to Him, which I pray every one of them do. But if they don't, it's still between them and God. And you know, yeah, I hate to say it, but when you stand before God, if you don't believe in Him, then what are you going to say? But see, they're not going to be convinced just with those words that I spoke. Because if you don't believe in there's a God, you just don't believe there's a God. For whatever reason. I don't know why, because when I was taking biology and botany and when I was taking all those things and I was looking at things through the microscope, it just, to me, I knew there was a God. To me, it spoke life, and it spoke there was something that had an intelligent design, and the only one that I know of that is smart enough, intelligent enough, and wise enough to do all of this and make it so perfect, is God Himself. That's me. And you know, Elizabeth and your whole group, I don't judge you. I really don't judge you. I just know what Yeshua says, that if you hate, you will be judged, and you will be. I will be judged. I will be judged by every word I speak out of my mouth. Every thought that I think, every desire of my heart, whether it be of love and mercy and kindness to others, or hate and bitterness and judgment against others. This scripture, I'm not judging you. I'm praying for you. And yes, it upsets me when other people do such things to Elizabeth. It's not really who it is. It's a human being. And to me, whether I believe in God or not, to me, I just can't do mean and terrible things, really mean and terrible things to other people. I just can't. I don't care what you believe in or not believe in. And you know what? I do understand where the black mask is coming from. I do. I really do. And if I let myself get away and out of control, I could do some very nasty videos. But then my soul is more important than that, because I know better. I know that I would be in big trouble if I did something like that. But I do understand. I do. Do I approve? No. Do I condemn? No, I don't. It's not my job to condemn. It's not my job to judge others. Whether I may agree with what they do or not agree with what they do, I'm not their judge, thank God. I'm just not. And I pray for this one. I pray for him earnestly. Just as I pray for you, Elizabeth. Earnestly. But if I did not tell you that you're walking in sin by hating people and speaking judgment on people, when Yeshua, Jesus Christ Himself, said not to, just because I can pick out little words throughout the Old Testament that has hate and anger and, and cursings and stuff in it, And you said that this gentleman said something about the atheist and the stuff, comparing them to the Pharaoh. And that's not true. Pharaoh was the preachers of that day. They were the priests. They were holy men, or supposed to be holy men. Very holy men. They were supposed to have walked in the 10 Commandments. They were supposed to live by the law of Yahweh. They were supposed to set the example. So, no, they're nothing like atheists. They're more like the pastors nowadays that set up and judge everybody that don't see eye to eye to them, and judge them and cast them to hell. Where the other person could be a Christian, believing in Yeshua, but yet judging. Just as those markers, and Yeshua even called them hypocrites. Hypocrites, that's what he called them. Snakes. Dishes that's white on the outside and clean and dirty on the inside. What does that mean? Their hearts were dirty, full of anger, hate, and bitterness, and really hated Yeshua because they thought he was trying to take over, and they were holy. They were the ones that was called out from God. They were the only ones that could serve and walk in his likeness and go into the Holy of Holies and sprinkle the blood. They were the hypocrites. They believed in God. They were supposed to serve him and walk in holiness day in and day out. But Yeshua said, "You're hypocrites, you're snakes, you're vipers, and that you get people in to make them twice as evil and send them to hell." Wasn't talking about atheists. Was talking about men of God, holy men of God. So where are you standing? Where are you standing today with your hate, your anger, your bitterness, praying judgment, praying curses on people, and praying for people to die and go to hell, to the lowest part of hell? Does that not sound like a Pharisee to me? Or it does anyway to me, but doesn't it to you? Does that not sound exactly like the Pharisees that come up and judged Yeshua and ended his life on a cross, that you and I can be saved? Think about it, Elizabeth. Who do you really represent? I know you're not an atheist, but boy, you got the hate in your heart just like the scribes and Pharisees did. And you pray for many, many, many of God's own children to die and go to hell. You slander them. You hurt them mightily. So, that's my answer to that video, whoever you are, and whoever made it. But let's go back to the scriptures again, okay? Let's read them again. And let's read them in the truth and the likeness that Yeshua wants us to read them in. And then go back and read exactly every word Yeshua said in all 4 Gospels. They even wanted to carve fire down on some people, and Yeshua turned and looked at his disciples and said, "You don't know what you're saying. You're not, no, that's not of me. That is of Satan. Think about it before it's too late. For you will be judged as you have judged others. And I'm saying this in love, so you will come out of it before it's too late. And as a minister, and as a child of Jesus Christ, Yeshua, bought and paid for by His blood, I'm coming to you and telling you, you really are living in sin right now, as long as you really hate. And think about it. It wasn't people that didn't believe in God that come against Yeshua. It was the very men that was supposed to be very holy and righteous and walking in the laws of Yahweh, doing His will. Wake up. Father, in the name of Yeshua, I come to you giving you the glory and the blessings that you are worthy of. That we are nothing but the dust of the earth, but in you we are your sons and daughters. So I praise your holy name. I glorify you today, tomorrow, and throughout eternity. I glorify you and I praise you. And I ask your holy blessings to come down on this video and put out conviction so people will come to you and see your heart and walk your ways and love as you have loved us. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen.